Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is one that, oh my gosh, over the last 24 hours, I've absolutely had to remind myself of this and definitely have a great conversation with a great friend of mine to really help make it through this. So what it's all about is to ultimately stop trying to manage other people's perceptions of you. Oh my gosh, I think we do it all the time, particularly, if we have some people-pleasing tendencies. Oh my God, we go here all the time. And I want to share with you a couple of examples that have happened for me over the last 24 hours and really, how it's made me feel and how I've broken through it. So if you guys have been following along, you will have seen a video that I put out last night, which was I went with a few of my family members to a theatre restaurant last night, which is in Britches. For any of you Aussies or Melbourneites, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's like a sit down kind of dinner thing, and they have these sort of funny actors. They're kind of actors / comedians who put on a bit of a performance while you eat your dinner. And at the very beginning, we were queuing up, lining up to kind of go into this event, and one of the actors came out. He was dressed up as a pirate, and we had a bit of fun with him. He came up to us and had a chat and had a bit of fun. Then when we were in the restaurant, we'd just come in, he actually came right up behind my mum and I and put his arm around us. We didn't see him coming, and my mum absolutely screamed like the most horrific loud scream. It was I was in hysterics. It was seriously funny. But anyway, he ended up asking me, he said, would you be up for coming up on stage for part of our act? And of course I'm like, yeah, why not? Okay, this is cool. But the challenging part for me was that my mum and so I had my mum, my dad, and my granny there, and my granny, she wasn't really kind of into it. Neither really was my dad. It was kind of a bit of a trashy kind of event, and there was a lot of swearing and sexual innuendos, and it was kind of a bit of a place where you just go and get drunk and kind of laugh at stupid jokes. It wasn't kind of their scene. But you got to make the most of these things. And, if it was just my mum and I there, or, some other family members, it probably would have been different. But anyway, particularly my granny and my dad weren't really into it, but they were there and they were making the most of it. And so when this guy asked me, and told me that, I'd be coming up on stage, and I had no idea what it was for. I knew from their humor and their jokes that it was going to be either embarrassed. I'm not really one to get embarrassed. I was kind of excited about the experience, but I knew whatever I was going to have to do, I knew I had to read some lines, and whatever I was going to say was probably going to be rude or crude or whatever it was. And I wasn't worried about doing that at all. I was probably more worried about the perception that my granny, and maybe my dad, but maybe not so much, but probably more my granny, was going to have on this whole experience. And so anyway, my mum and I were kind of laughing throughout the event, and my granny and dad were not really that into it, and it kind of made it this kind of a bit like, you just want to let go, you just want to just take it all in. But then, there's people that are a bit more negative about it or whatever. And I found myself, as the night was progressing, feeling a bit more uneasy about oh my gosh, what are they going to think? Me going up on stage and doing whatever the hell I was going to do. And so it kind of made me unconsciously dull down how I was feeling about the experience. I didn't think it was that great, but it was fun. And so, yeah, that was kind of where it started. And using that as an example, if you guys watch that video, it's pretty funny. I just cut out a small little snippet of a 3-minute sort of time of me up on that stage. And I started reading like I do when I'm reading your comments, and sometimes I haven't read what you're going to say, and then I'm like, oh, And then it kind of clicked with me of what I said. So you can watch it if you look back at my video if you haven't seen it already. But it was really funny. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that, because I was thinking, oh my God, my granny's out there in the crowd. Hopefully she didn't hear that. But anyway, why I'm sharing this story with you guys is because today I was feeling kind of anxious, and it wasn't just that one scenario. So yesterday I was also having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was finding like we weren't speaking about something, and I felt like I was leaving them out. So I wanted to clarify that. And then there was some people in their life that I was worried about their perception of me, and I wanted to make sure that, I was creating something, I don't know how to explain it without telling you all the details, but I'm trying really hard. Anyway, I was just trying to manage their perception. I was trying to do the right thing, but not the right thing from what's authentic and right to me. I'd fallen back into this trap of what's the right thing in their mind? What should I do so that their perception of me is like, she's doing the right thing? And that's why I didn't feel good. So I was feeling super anxious this morning, and I was like, what is this about? What's going on? And I'm so grateful I had a friend there who I could communicate with, and just because I'm the kind of person who needs to talk this stuff out, I sense it straight away. I knew something was out of alignment. There was some sort of not being authentic, and that's so key to me. If I don't feel like I'm being authentic, I can't survive. I can't move on. I need to break through whatever it is so I'm absolutely in alignment. And so I spoke it out, and what it came down to was me trying to manage other people's perceptions of myself rather than me being strong and certain and know, hey, this is what the right thing to do is for me at my core. It's authentic, it's aligned, and I'm not going to try and reach over here and try and change who I am and so that they can feel better about what I'm doing. I'm going to say, yeah, this is the path that I'm on. Love you to be a part of it. If you're not, you're not. That's fine. But I'm strong and I'm certain, and here's where I'm going. Instead of like trying to look backwards and trying to reach back and maybe pull some other people over this way, and do they want that or do they want this, and then leave myself in a state of anxiousness and disempowerment because I'm more concerned about other people's perceptions of me rather than me being truly authentic and going for it. And so, we have these little moments in our lives, I believe, whenever we start making traction and moving in a new direction that is totally empowering, we always get sent a few little challenges and hiccups along the way to test us, to say, okay, you reckon you learnt that lesson, you reckon you've moved into this new level of your potential, but have you really? Let's just test that out. And so that's what's happened for me over the last 24 hours with me falling back into this pattern of managing people's perceptions of me rather than just going, what's true to me? What feels right to me? And no matter if that's not going to be liked by other people and they have a different perception, that doesn't throw me off course. Of course, I'd like them to share my perspective, but I'm not going to let that determine my actions and get to be more important to me than me knowing what's right for me and moving in that direction. I've got to walk my talk. That's the work that I do, with helping people live authentically and courageously. That's just a minute in my life that has absolutely tested me within the last 24 hours and got me moving in the right direction again. And I felt called to share that with you. But definitely, I would love for you guys to drop me any questions, comments, feedback. Let me know below. Are you currently struggling with managing other people's perceptions of yourself? And I definitely love people helping them get over this hurdle that we all at some point struggle with. But the real focus is, and the real point is, that when you are in total alignment with what is true to you and what is right to you, it no longer matters what other people's perceptions of you are. They do not shake you off your path. It's only when you are so hyper-focused on what everybody else wants for you, or whatever, whatever perception you want them to have of you, that is when you are completely out of control, completely disempowered, and so easily thrown off path because you're going in this direction and that direction and this. It is impossible to make everybody love you, even like you, or be happy with what you're doing. Impossible. Completely. And so the moment you step forth and align with the truth of who you are is the moment you actually attract quality people into your life, quality connections, relationships, and you absolutely empower yourself, because the moment you step into alignment with you, you build the best relationship with yourself of high quality trust and self-belief. And there ain't anything better for reaching new heights of your potential. So really hope that this is helping you, for me to just share authentically about my experience over the last 24 hours and how I'm moving past that. Feel like I feel like I'm feeling pretty empowered now compared to how I was feeling this morning. And also getting attuned to what doesn't feel right, getting attuned to when things are out of alignment. For me personally, I feel it in my body before I know it in my mind. And so I feel like this physiological response of this a little bit of anxiousness, and I'm like, okay, where's that coming from? Why am I feeling this way? And always that anxiousness comes from you not living fully in alignment with the truth of what you know in your inner wisdom and the path forward for you. You're either not clear or you're out of alignment, or a combination of both, because if you're not clear, it's pretty difficult to be in alignment, right? So hoping that this will help you guys. And definitely I want to absolutely make sure that every single one of you has checked out my free training. Links up above. I feel like a broken record, but I do not want any of you guys slipping through the cracks and making the time to sit down and watch that training that I poured my heart and soul into to add value to your lives. It is a system, a sequence that will absolutely, if you follow through and master each of those steps, it is guaranteed to see you unlock your genius. And that is why I have also created my 8-week empowerment program, which is all about unlocking your genius so that you can have the steps and the system and the clarity and the direction to actually know what you want, know who you are, and have the courage to ultimately be successful in the realm that is most fulfilling to you, not anybody else. And that's why today's topic is really in alignment with that program as well, in terms of stop managing other people's perceptions of yourself and know who you are, know what you want, and have the courage to go after it. But you need a step-by-step system so that you know you're not missing anything, you've got clarity, direction, you're able to fast track your success. That's what it's all about, and I would absolutely love and be honored to work personally with you in that program. So if that is enticing to you in any regard, check out the free training. I talk in depth about the actual program at the very end if you want to know more of the details, or if you're ready to jump on board, make sure you do now, because spots are filling up. I'm so excited about the beautiful human beings from all over the world. We've got people from Ireland, the US, from Australia, all going on in that, who've already jumped on board on that 8-week empowerment program, which starts on the 26th. So I'm super excited. And I'm just about to unleash to them some pre-programmed training that is absolutely going to set them up. Phenomenal training that is a bonus to them because they're already there. So jump on board now if you want to be a part of that and you want to work personally with me and other beautiful like minds. So you can be my success stories, because this is the first round I've ever offered this program. I'm going to be working live with you constantly 3 times a week. It's going to be deep and intense and beautiful, and I'm going to make you a success. So if that is interesting, definitely check out those links that I have up above and come and join us. I'd love to have you. And let me check in. So I've got Marco's here, awesome, and Hassani, and Melissa, and Mary, and Azar, and Andres, and Adrian, holla to you, and Stephen, and Alex, and Loki, and Brad. I'm loving that this is resonating with you, and Shorgan, and Dave, and Abia, and Obeidul, thanks for being here. And Dawn's back, I love it. And Angel, and Jackie, and Ram. Pam. Really love the info you bring us. Thank you so much, Pam. I love hearing that. That makes me truly, truly grateful. So thank you. And thank you for being here. And Shane's here. And Sam. Sam is part of the 8-week empowerment program. I'm so excited about going deep with you. And Heather and Pam, how do I keep up the image they have of me? The point is, Pam, forget the image that they have of you. What is that quote that we all know, that we've all heard a million times, but people's opinions of you is none of your business, something like that. You guys, please clarify that for me. It's not that, but it's something along those lines. And ultimately, Pam, the more we try and live to the expectations of others, the more we throw ourselves out of alignment. If you want to hear part of my story, and that's been my major journey in my life, in the free training that I've got the link up above, you'll hear me talk in depth in that. And this is why I do the work that I do, so that we can stop living to some weird expectations from external sources and actually get in alignment with the truth of who we are, wake ourselves up to what our unique genius is, and absolutely get into alignment with a meaningful life that we feel that truly matters and makes a difference in other people's lives. And the only way we can do that is to turn down the volume on other people's opinions, judgments, criticisms, expectations, and turn up the volume on our inner wisdom and authenticity, and go for it. Take action. So love that question, Pam. And we need to shift our focus from the external, go internal. I'd love to go deeper with you. So if that interests you, check out the free training. And definitely, if you really want to make the most of it and really want to get into action, then definitely join me for this 8-week program. I'd love to connect with you on that level. And Shane, it's so cool that I have time to catch you live. Awesomeness. Absolutely, Shane. Always awesome to have you here. And Ian's here. And Alexandria, hello. And Sam, how do you lay down boundaries without managing other people and their perceptions? Gosh, that's so challenging, but so freaking rewarding. Oh my gosh. Like, when you know what is healthy for you, and you communicate it, which is ultimately the foundation to building any successful relationship, that is when you really get super empowered, you trust yourself, you believe in yourself, and you actually you've got to remember that we train others how to treat us. So if we keep stuck in our people pleasing, I don't want to upset, I don't want to rock the boat, I don't want to, you're just walking on eggshells, you end up just allowing poor treatment, poor behavior, and you're not giving anybody an opportunity to grow further with you or know you on a deeper level. You're not giving them any opportunity to do better by not communicating. So your people pleasing is such fear and such a limitation to the depth of your connections. So firstly, we need to understand that. We need to know that the intention behind our people pleasing might be good, but it's doing the opposite to what we actually want. Whenever we're operating from fear, we end up generating what we fear most, which is that lack of depth, the no connection, not getting treated very well, all of that stuff, as opposed to enduring a little bit of hard, a short-term pain for long-term gain by knowing what we want, communicating about it, and shifting our mentality around what that means. So in terms of that, when we establish a really authentic, genuine perception of ourselves, and we align with what we know to be right, not easy, we do what's right to us authentically, not the easy thing that we think is going to be the easy thing, that is when we can lead our lives without being so caught up in managing the perceptions of others, which is ultimately what throws us off course and what takes us out from being authentic. So therefore, we don't have really anything that we're able to connect and go deep with anybody, because the foundation of creating extraordinary relationships is our ability to be authentic. So that means saying the tough stuff. That means communicating about what's working, what's not working, setting those healthy boundaries. And we have to realize that we're doing this for the third entity of the relationship and the success of the relationship. And that's where we have to come from. So, and when we step into alignment with that, as I said, we generate self-trust and self-belief that gives us the courage and the confidence to continue doing the right thing that's in alignment with us. And then when we're doing that, we see other people's fears for exactly other people's fears, rather than taking things personally and making them mean anything about us, because we own our own identity. We know who we are, and no matter what the perceptions of others are, we can't help that all the time. All we can do is be authentic, be us. But when we're not doing that and we're so concerned about other people's perceptions, we don't have anything to go by within, because we're not being ourselves. We're relying on their perception of us for our self-worth, rather than self-generating it. So we have to have that as the foundation. So hope that helps, Sam. I so appreciate your questions. And John, I have gone through tests similar to yours. Hope you are having a beautiful day. Thank you, John. Absolutely. It's part of the human experience, isn't it? You know, the whole expectations, trying to manage that. But at the end of the day, you just got to be you. And that's the only way you're ever going to establish true depth in your connections, is to get away from their perceptions and actually know I value my perception of me over and above anybody else's perceptions. And when you align with that, you have the courage and the confidence to be real all of the time and see other people's fears for exactly that, rather than take things personally. So I love that, John. Thank you, and hope you're having a wonderful day. And Angel, those lessons give you better skills to keep moving to a higher level of yourself. Absolutely. I welcome the challenges. They always, when you have a perspective and a belief that you will always figure it out, and every challenge will be a lesson that will take you to a new level, that's how it works out. So absolutely, Angel. Thank you so much. And Jared's here. And Angel, alignment is also a touch with your infinite intelligence from your inner core. Beautifully articulated. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more there, Angel. And Sam, people have judgments regardless they like or don't like you. Absolutely. And I like to think about it this way. So Dr. John Demartini, as you know, talks about everything being a 50-50. Everything's always in balance, right? So if we look at it that way without going into all the details, it's probably going to work out that 50% of people that you meet are going to think positively of you, 50% are going to think negatively of you. So you might as well just be you, rather than trying to get this out of balance where everybody's positive about you, which is actually a fantasy to believe that you're ever going to be able to attain that, no matter who you pretend to be. And instead just go, well, if that's the case, no matter what, and no matter what, 50% of people are going to think positively, 50% are going to think negatively, I might as well be loved for who I am and just be me, rather than try and manage all these other identities. And I'm speaking from experience, because I used to refer to myself as the chameleon who would change based on people's perceptions of me in all my different friendship groups or family or whatever. And that is a really tiring, unfulfilling existence that only serves to reinforce to yourself that you are not lovable for exactly the truth of who you are. So the moment you step out truthfully, that was the moment I actually got genuine love and connection with people who were connecting with me for who I really am. And that is so validating to the soul, and it's self-generated, so that's a place to live from. Absolutely. Love that, Sam. And Dean's here, and Paul, Anthony, and DB, and Angel, and Jeff, and Paul. You're so welcome, and I'm sending much love back to you in Romania, a place I'd really love to get to. And Lizzie's here. Hi, Jeff, and Raul. You're so welcome, DB. And Sam, I manage people's perceptions by acknowledging they've got feelings and perceptions, and honor and respect them regardless. Absolutely, Sam. And I love hearing that, because you can only really get to that place of not taking things personally when you are strong and centered in your own perception of yourself, and you're operating in alignment with the truth of who you are and your higher self of who you'd be proud to be. So I love hearing that, Sam. That's awesome. And Andre and Tony and Sanford, hello to you, and Tayeb and Shane. Totally awesome. So understand you and agree. Stay focused on you, not what others say you should do or be. Absolutely, Shane. So spot on. And Angel, other people's opinions don't pay your bills. Boom. Absolutely. Or sometimes they do if they're going to pay you. But absolutely, Angel, I love that. And Joey, thank you so much. Have a good day too. And Kelly and Edward and Hilton. And Andres, hello to you. And Shane, be true to yourself. Be a rock star. Have every day count. It's a gift. Love and light. Absolutely, Shane. Thanks for sharing those beautiful words. And Josie and Kathy, better late than never. Yes, absolutely. I love having you here, Kathy. Thanks for tuning in. And Wyan and Alexandria, hugs and blessing to you, beautiful spirit. Much hugs and blessings back to you, my beautiful spirit sister. Kathy, I agree. Very tiring, unfulfilling existence. Just be yourself and true to you. As simple as it sounds, it is the most profound lesson we could ever choose or get to experience in our lives. Just discover who is the real you. Know what you really want without anybody else's expectations and filters. Have the courage and the confidence to go after it. That is all the work that I do, and that's what I'm so passionate about doing and helping people break through, because your life truly begins in that moment. So absolutely, Kathy. And Phil's here, and Cruz, and Marlon. Awesome. So guys, I really hope that today's message has inspired you to think a bit more clear in terms of trusting how you feel and going on that journey. Like, why do I feel anxious? Why do I feel this? Why do I feel that? What's going on? Knowing that when you're out of alignment with the truth of who you really are, and you're trying to filter it through other people's perceptions, that's what throws you off course. And, stop trying to manage other people's perceptions. It's such a drain of your energy and your time and your effort when you could be channeling that into you getting more clear on who you really are, what you really want, and absolutely going for it. You don't have time and energy to waste on managing people's perceptions when you know that 50% of people are going to think positively, 50 are going to think negatively. You might as well just be you, and that is a place where you access your potential, because you have the confidence and the courage to keep going and have that trust and self-belief. So nothing better than that. I really don't think there is. And Gerardo's just joined. Anybody who's just joining me now, I really hope that you catch the recording and get a ton of value from today's message. And as always, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I absolutely hope it's beautiful and amazing and extraordinary. And I'm loving that you're loving the message, Kathy. Throws you off course, absolutely. And hey, Brian and Chris, awesome guys. So definitely, like I said before I jump off, please check out the free training. And for anybody who's really looking to get to that next level, you're committed and you want me to help you be my next success story, I'd love to have you a part of it. Make sure that you are absolutely jumping on board with my 8-week empowerment program, all about unlocking your genius. It is phenomenal. I'm going to give you the step-by-steps. I'm going to work with you personally. I'm going to make sure that you're implementing, not just learning another thing. You're going to implement it, take action, get serious results. So if you're up for that, click on the link, make sure you join. We kickstart on the 26th. But I've got a bunch of amazing, exciting stuff happening for all those who have already joined, starting in 2 days from now. So you want to join ASAP so you don't miss out on that. And I'm sending you guys all of my love. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.